The stash. I
Yeah.
cannot.
Oh, you noticed. Oh, you noticed.
How
Thank
could
you.
I not? How could I not? Welcome to the show. I'm so excited to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here.
So
so
Adam
proud of
and
you.
I know each other. We're friends. But
Yes.
I thought we could learn something new about you because I actually don't know
boy.
this about you. And I feel like this is very telling of people. So I'm going to ask you like an icebreaker question, okay? What was your first screen name? You know, like what I'm talking about? Your screen name back in the day says a lot about you. So what was it?
My first.
And be honest.
No, I will be honest.
Okay.
Absolutely. It was It Ain't Easy, Baby. Right? 'Cause
Just
it ain't.
as lame as I wanted it to
It
be.
ain't.
I'll tell you what mine was now since we're
Oh,
trading
now
here.
you're gonna share? Okay.
I was one of those people that had, you know, there's two types of people. People have the short screen names where you're like respectable. Even if it ain't easy to be short, respectable.
Lil.
I was the one that was like, took up the whole thing. It was More Than a Woman, Aaliyah, Superwoman, The Rock, most electrifying woman in sports entertainment, Jabroni Drive, I kid you not. And my first email address was, true story, the__rock85 at hotmail.com. So let's stay back in the day for a second. I don't want to come to this century yet because you actually had a gig back in the day that is just absolute gold. I don't know if y'all know this, but Adam was in a J-Lo music video back in the day for the song If You Had My Love. I got a screenshot up here. So basically, can you just tell me, what's your role? What's the premise of the video?
Okay, to my understanding, the premise of the video, now believe it or not, the internet was just sort of in its infancy at this time, and I'm really dating myself here. I was a very young man here. And they just wanted to do something interactive, as though, like, I guess essentially like what FaceTime is now, did not exist at this time. And that was the premise of it, was that I was sort of fantasizing about this woman, and I get on the computer, and then there's this back and forth between us, and, you know, I am naturally enthralled by, you know, by J-Lo, who couldn't be, and that was the premise.
So basically...
I mean, in whatever it is, 20 years, this video gets brought up more often than I ever imagined it would.
Well, basically, he just said in his sophisticated way, what he's really trying to say is J-Lo was dancing and he was watching J-Lo dance on his laptop screen. That's basically the video, okay? And you look like you're having a great time.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was sort of, you know, they wanted to infer that there was a great time being had.
Oh, and first of all, were you actually watching J-Lo, or was it just like green screen that you were like, oh, yeah?
No, it was literally a blank screen. Like,
Really?
It was a blank screen. It was a blank screen. That was all my imagination.
I love that. I love that so much. So, speaking of J-Lo, you've both gone on to have very successful careers. But J-Lo.
Oh, yeah, no, I've heard of her. Yeah. I think she's going to do really well for herself.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, after this, you launched her, basically. You launched your career. But you both have gone on to have very successful careers.
Of course.
You have another thing in common. You have both successfully portrayed strippers. Is that
a new movie.
Is that a coincidence? Yeah?
Yeah.
So what's up with that?
I don't know what's happening here. I mean, but listen, if I can follow that kind of success, then I'll continue to copycat and share whatever I can. And she,
Well, hold
she
on,
can have whatever she wants, and I'll take what I want from the...
But who did it first?
I did the stripping thing first.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is true.
And then she followed your footsteps.
I hope it works for her as well as...
Speaking of Magic Mike, that's what we're talking about, the stripping in Magic Mike. You met, I mean, let's just take a round of applause for Magic Mike.
Thank you.
Someone in the back was literally like... I love how thirsty you are. I love it. You had almost got a standing ovation out here.
Don't hold back.
You met one of your co-stars from that movie years before.
Yes, Chan. He did a guest star on CSI Miami. His career was like, it hadn't even taken off yet. I think he had done a Mountain Dew commercial before, and then this was like one of his first big breaks, was this guest star on CSI Miami. And we were in the scene together, and we just hit it off. We were just, you know, two guys on set, hanging out for a while. We got to talking about life, and I just liked him. He made an impression. I guess I made an impression on him, and a year after that, you know, probably like 04, 05, I'm looking, I'm like, this kid just started blowing up. And I was like, that's the kid from CSI Miami. It's so great, good for him.
Yeah.
Blows up, becomes Channing Tatum, you know, and then it must have been about 8 years later, he calls up and he's like, I'm doing this movie, this stripper movie. He said, I don't know if you remember me. And I'm like, dude, I really do. And I sincerely remembered him because he made an impression. He's that kind of guy. And it wasn't that long ago, actually, we were all together and he was talking about making that phone call. And he was like, I was nervous to call because it's, you know, it's a stripper movie. And I'm like, dude, I was so happy to get that call. I can't even tell you. Like, it scared the hell out of me to think like, okay, I'm gonna dance half naked in a G-string and yeah.
That same girl.
It was
She's losing her voice out here. And now we have a surprise performance of